forth in the house and mopping floors down doesn't work.
We need to make that
Do,
longer.
do, do.
Hello,
Hi, everybody.
everyone.
Hello, hello,
It's long enough.
hello.
I go
What?
get a coffee in the time it takes that to run through. It's plenty long enough.
You think so?
Mm,
Hey, everybody,
Hey,
how's it going?
Tracy. Hey, Jeanette.
Hey,
Hey,
Herb,
Herb.
Jeanette, Jessica, Connie,
Hi, panel.
yeah, Rudy,
Rudy's here. Rudy,
Tracy.
Rudy. Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Happy
Hey,
everyone.
Monday. Happy
blanket.
Monday.
Hey, Tracy.
I'm
Happy
going
Monday.
to, yeah, happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Happy.
Okay.
Is there such thing as a happy Monday?
It's
It
always happy
can
Monday.
be.
No.
As long as it's not a typical Monday, yes.
We woke up, I guess. Oh, it was typical for me. Okay, so who wants to walk me through at some point and tell me how to use these daggone thumb drives to save my pictures to them?
Okay,
Because they
take your
didn't
thumb
come with
drive.
instructions. I guess I could Google it.
Take your thumb drive, stick it in your USB port.
Mm-hmm.
Be
There,
serious.
you,
I'm not
you,
joking.
you got a
Okay.
50-50 chance. You got a 50-50 chance of getting it right. Now, go to your documents folder, open it up, and it'll say it'll give you your listing of your computer, your C drive, blah blah, blah everything else, and it'll say USB. It'll probably just say USB removable drive. Open that up, then open up your documents folder again, open up your pictures, and click them all and transfer them over.
Yep.
And then it's done.
Hi, Penelope.
And then they're all,
Hey,
and I can
Penelope.
delete them off my computer. That
But
like,
before
okay,
you
here's my
delete them off,
question. Once they're on the thumb drive, and I take the thumb drive out,
Make sure
right?
they're
I
there.
need to take that out first
yes,
before I
but
delete anything.
no, you can delete them with the thumb drive in, but open your thumb drive and make sure everything is in there before you delete them off your computer.
Right.
Because if they're not on there
And make
and you
sure
hit delete,
you
then you lost everything.
exit the thumb
Okay,
drive
so
so that way
Yeah.
you have to eject it.
all right, wait a minute. I'm not joking.
So
Now
you'll
I'm
have to
already
go.
confused. So how do I check to see if they're on the thumb drive? Do I disconnect it and then put it back in to see if it brings it up?
Yes.
You can do
Okay.
that.
I'm not being deliberately
No,
obtuse. I've really done.
that
I've never used
No,
one.
that's definitely the easiest way to do it. Is when you
yes,
transfer
would
them
be the
over,
easiest.
pull it out, close
Okay, so
close all
now
your
I
windows
get
off, and put it
see if
back
it
in,
brings it up, and if it
and
brings
open
it
it up.
up, then I take it back. I exit it, take it back out, and then I delete what's on my computer.
Yeah, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
free up however many gigs of space you
Because
have,
what I'm
like a
looking
bit.
at is I'm going to put this computer back to factory settings to see if I can get my cam back and everything on it. But the
Yeah,
only thing on that's saved on this that I want to keep is my pictures. There's nothing else I need to save. No
yeah,
files, nothing like that. But I don't want to
that'll work.
lose the family pictures I have in there. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to try it tomorrow. I'm not doing it tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. And I did try to update my phone and it says it's updated, Jess.
Okay.
So that's not the problem. My husband his cell phone does not call my cell phone. And if I try to call his cell phone, it says he's screening calls because he wants to know why I keep leaving him voicemails and not talking to him. And I said, because it says you're screening calls and I have to leave a message.
Well,
So
then maybe
I guess
maybe
we're
it's
just going to have to go get new phones.
that, or maybe it's his phone. He's accidentally hit it where he's screening your calls.
I checked it. It's not.
Well, then
Nothing's clicked.
Then you
And
probably
if he did it, it was an accident because he doesn't even know how to text.
oh,
He needs to learn.
Yeah, but
All
you
right.
could have.
What are we
It could've done something
scrolling
in his
tonight,
pocket.
John?
What? Crochet show.
crochet.
What are we scrolling tonight? Is it crochet tonight?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Monday.
Oh, that's right. It's Monday.
I will be right back, guys.
See, I want this week to be
Okay.
over so bad. I've already advanced 2 days.
Yeah, I see that.
And we're going to have to take a road trip. So, field trip. Got to go with my daughter. I knew that was going to happen. So, give me some time, and I will be back up, and we'll go on a road trip, and then we'll come back and we'll crochet. Because I'm working on my shawl.
Well, that means I don't have to crochet till you come back.
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
When'd you hear?
Something about crochet when I come back.
Till you come back. We
can.
have to wait.
No,
No,
nobody's allowed
everybody
to
else
crochet.
can.
Nobody's allowed to crochet until Justin's back. That's what I heard.
Why?
You said we can't.
No.
That's what I heard too.
You said
Yeah,
there's,
she was
you said there's
laying
gonna be
down
no
for a while.
crochet until I come back. That's what I heard.
For me.
No, it was a general no crochet until I come back.
Right, whatever.
Yeah, you was laying the law down to us.
Listen
Hey,
here.
Russ. Hey, Chris. Hey,
Hello,
Penelope.
Russ. Okay. Hello, Penelope.
All right. Everybody got their field trip passes?
Who else?
I
I got a
get
flask.
Indian.
Does that count?
We got a flag in the play.
Can't take a field trip without a flask.
All right. I will be back ASAP, back up on screen.
Okay,
So,
here. I'll start crocheting then. How come I'm always the only one up here with a video on? I hate that. Unbelievable.
I am on the computer that doesn't have a camera, which is why I'm wanting to reset it to factory settings so I maybe get the camera to work again.
Mm-hmm.
My son thinks it's a memory issue. He's like, because I have like 700 photos on my computer.
Is that it? I think I have like 12,000.
I got 2 thumb drives. One is for my crochet patterns, which I mean, there's only like maybe 20. And then, but I told him, I said, I email those to myself. I don't really need them on thumb drive. And I would just save them to a file in my email. But he seems to think but he also may have something running in the background.
Yeah. But your emails actually take up space as well.
I have several emails though.
Like if you got videos attached to them or picture files attached to them, it takes up a lot of email. It takes up a lot of space. Like you can also like defrag it and
aren't they
optimize
on my cloud
it
though as well?
Well, if they're on the cloud, then you got a big cloud account. Then I don't put anything on the cloud. Trust me.
Okay, so they're probably not on the cloud. I don't. I've never saved anything to the cloud. I don't know how that works. I'm seriously technologically.
Just set up a cloud account. Set up a cloud account. Sync all your devices. Sync all your devices. If you sync all your devices, then you can access it from your phone, your tablet, your computer, your other computer, as long as all your devices are synced together.
I
yeah,
don't
turn
know
off.
what that means, Chris K.
It's your push notifications, so that go into your notification center and turn off
I
all
don't.
push
I don't know how to
notifications.
do that.
Go into your notifications
Go to what?
in your settings,
Notifications on what? On
your computer, your phone,
like
and
every place I go?
yeah.
I okay. So each place I go, I need to go in there and turn off because I don't think I've ever enabled push notifications for anywhere but Facebook.
You'd be surprised. You go and play a game. All your where's all your books at?
They're in Audible. Oh, they're my books are not on my computer because Audible did away with the PC where you could listen to your books on your PC. You have to use a phone or tablet now. You can't do it on the PC anymore.
Don't they take up
They
space
did
there
that
though? Like,
a couple of years ago.
or you have to re-download it?
In my
Listen to
phone and on my tablet, but not on the computer. Because if you want to listen to them on a computer, you got to go to the Audible website, go to your library, and listen to them from there. So you're listening to them on the browser.
No, so you're basically streaming it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff, Jeff wants to know why he can't live chat on your lives. Tonight was not a live, Jeff. It was a premiere.
She'll still be able to chat though.
I have no clue.
Yeah. It's a default setting. Okay. Don't y'all give me too much information because all you can do is confuse me more, and I am not joking on that. I'm easily confused when it comes to technology. I've only had a smartphone for 2 years.
Oh.
And I still don't know how to do a whole lot on it. And that was by choice, by the way.
Yeah, I used to write HTML and created websites back in the day. And I used to design things for people for their websites, their pages and stuff on Print Shop. Now I hate Print Shop.
Nah, that's the only thing I can do on a computer is click a button or type. And I consider that accomplished for me. But
yeah.
You know what's really weird is I took typing. I took 2 years of typing. And our typing teacher started us out on manual. And I'm talking the old manual typewriters where it almost took your entire arm to push one button down.
Same here.
She started us on those because she said it would build the muscles in your fingers up so that you could type faster.
Right.
And then we went to regular manuals, and then we were allowed to use the electric typewriters. And I could do like 63 words a minute on a typewriter, which I didn't think was that bad. But evidently it wasn't as good as she wanted us to do. But you put me on, I can do 108 words per minute on a computer. The keyboard is exactly the same as the typewriter. There's not a whole lot of difference.
It's because
and
it's
I've never understood why I can type faster on a
computer. Because you don't have to push down so hard.
Because it's what?
It's a QWERTY key. It's set up like the QWERTY, so it's a typewriter. That's why on phones now they don't have them set up like the way they used to, 1 through 0. Now it's all the QWERTY, so it's just like a typewriter. And you don't have to push as hard, so you're not using as you can go faster.
Yeah, I can push is where your whatever constantly looks to see if you need to update your information.
Hi, Chris.
Okay. And I do appreciate all the information, Chris. Please don't think that I don't. I'm just not. I don't think my brain's in the right place tonight to be learning something new. Although I did learn a new crochet stitch today. I don't know what it's called. And maybe somebody in chat or Connie, you may know. John, you may have seen it and you might know. But you chain however many, but it's a double crochet and a slip stitch. Or no, it's double crochets all the way across. Then in the next row, you do a single crochet, a half double crochet, a slip stitch, a half double crochet, a slip stitch all the way across to end with a single. The next row you chain two and you do double crochets all the way across.
So it's going like this.
But in the back loop, the double crochet. No, actually, it looked flat. The edges look flat, or like the top ridge.
There's no way.
The double crochets you do in the back loop. Well, they're calling it the back loop. When I was looking at it, looked like she was going into the third loop of the half double crochet. And I was sitting there going like, huh. So I'm going to make up a little sample and see how this looks because it looked like an interesting stitch and it said it could be used for a hat or a blanket.
Yeah, but it would almost have
Greg?
to.
I don't see Greg.
No, Greg. Greg's not here, Chris.
He was on my premiere, but he's not here.
Well, Chris is saying he's showing up at Jessica's.
Oh, so he must be in here.
No, he'd be here though.
I can't see.
Well, he might not have.
I don't see him.
That's weird.
I know not see him. And I just thought that looked like an interesting stitch. And maybe when it's done, Connie, it does have, because I was thinking that slip stitch should dip it down in between the half doubles. That would, make that little valley.
Yeah.
Because it's such a small stitch compared to the half double.
Okay, Chris, I do.
But when she was showing, and of course, when they're doing those shorts, they most usually have their daggone hands in a way, and you can't really see everything.
Right.
And I was just like, okay, I want to learn. I'm going to do it. Just to. I'll do.
Well, did you save the video?
Yes, I did.
Hey, Chris.
Of course I did.
John, Greg is not in either John's or Jessica's chat.
Hey, Trey.
I don't see him. Hey, Trey.
She had to go she had to go pick up her daughter from work. She'll be back in like maybe
10 minutes.
It takes what, 45 to get there, 45 back? No, it takes like an hour and a half for her to go out and come back.
Oh, but she said she was going to come back and take us on a road trip with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she'll be in the live just driving.
She should be here by now.
It doesn't help, Jeff. I actually took classes on computers, and I come out of that class, didn't know anything more than when I went in there. Of course, it could have been the teacher, too. I
remember many, many, many years ago when we first got our computer, I took DOS, and I took all this other stuff, and that stuff doesn't even help you anymore.
Well, I mean, I went in there thinking I was going to learn something I didn't already know. And everything they went over was all stuff because I wanted to learn spreadsheets because I needed it for work. And I ended up having to teach it to myself.
Yeah. Yes, Chris, I did.
Connie, did you have anything to do? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was $65 for a 3-week class, which is not a bad price.
Well, where I was working, because we were getting our computer systems, my boss, who was my brother-in-law, he sent us to computer classes, so we started out with DOS, and then we moved through programs that they don't even use anymore, all these different programs, and it helped for a while. But then when I left, when that job ended, we had gotten our computer, and someone was talking about, asked me if I wanted to learn how to write HTML so I could build websites. And she helped me, and I learned how to do it. And then I learned how to do all kinds of pages and stuff with Photoshop and other stuff. So, well, I'll tell you about YouTube. YouTube,
I ended up for
I
work.
learned
I
on
just
my
went and
own.
got me Excel for Dummies.
Yeah, I learned how to do Excel and all that
But
just
Excel's
by.
harder to than it looks.
I learned how to do all of Excel just by
Doing it.
getting in there and doing it. And the same with Google Docs and all that. Google Docs is not exactly like Excel, but it's close enough that it was easy to pick up. And I actually like Google Docs better than Excel. It's not only
My
that, it's
son said he
free.
likes Google Docs better.
Well, Google Docs is free. Excel, you have to pay for it. And they're almost exactly the same. The only thing you can't do on Google Docs that you can't, or one of the things you can't do, is you cannot do when you, oh, what is it? I haven't done it in so long. Like when you're taking pictures or whatever and you're putting it up on a screen. Yes, Chris, I did.
When you're
Like a
attaching it to the file, you mean?
What?
Like a PowerPoint?
Yes, a PowerPoint. That's the word I was trying to find. That's the only thing that Google Docs does
See,
not
I didn't
have.
think PowerPoint was that hard.
No, it's not. They just don't have it on Google Docs. PowerPoint's fairly easy. I used to do that when I did the sound system and everything for my church many years ago. I ran the whole sound system and putting up stuff on the screen, doing the words with the PowerPoint and all that. And I didn't know how to do it until they asked me if I wanted to do it. I said sure. They gave me a 20-minute little lesson on it, and I had it. But I also I pick up on things with computers really fast, just like cell phones and stuff. You're right, Chris, they don't.
Some stuff I pick up fast, if I don't. But I honestly learn better visually than I do reading something.
Yeah. I actually
And a lot of the times I can visualize what I need to do, and I can dumb my way through it until I figure it out.
Yeah. Last summer last summer I built a website for my church. So that I used to go to. I don't go to it anymore. But I built and they still have me help them. I'm like their tech person.
Nice.
John, read Jeff's post. He said that he can't
Have
do
you-
side by side like what we're doing. He can only do one.
You have to go through StreamYard. If you're going through YouTube, you can get a second person, but to get more than one person, you have to go through StreamYard or another streaming system, like StreamYard.
Yeah, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, OSB.
Mm-hmm. And StreamYard, what's nice about what's nice about StreamYard is that you can stream it to other things. Like I can stream it to Facebook if I choose to, and I don't even pay for it. I'm getting ready to start paying for it so that I can stream it to both at the same time, or just be able to have more people on. Because there's been times where people had to wait in the basement before they could come on. I had to have someone else leave so that they could come on. So you're welcome.
Hello, everybody in chat. And other
Awesome, Jeff. Welcome back, Jess.
Trey was looking for you.
Hey Trey, I'm here. Going for a drive. Going down Highway
I made
270.
smothered pork chops and fried apples for dinner, and biscuits.
We had leftovers from last night because we had so much of it.
And biscuits. Well, I hadn't made biscuits. I've been using dry buttermilk. It's powdered buttermilk,
Hmm.
Yes,
which makes really awesome biscuits. But they happen to have
yes it does.
like Judge buttermilk on sale the other day, so I grabbed a half gallon of it, and it
Do
makes
you know?
such a difference. I mean, the
Do
powder
you,
makes good biscuits. Don't get me wrong, it does. But regular buttermilk, like real buttermilk, makes way better biscuits.
okay, so I don't buy buttermilk. I make my buttermilk
Yeah,
because
with milk and vinegar.
yeah,
And
because
I do that as well.
I
When
can't stand having buttermilk in the house
yeah,
because I don't use it enough.
but if I catch it on sale,
Right. Just like I can't have eggnog around my house because one, I can't stand it, and two, my husband can't have it because of his diabetes. He he'll drink the whole thing in one sitting.
my sister makes homemade eggnog, and it is so good. I love eggnog. I just don't like a lot of nutmeg in it because nutmeg makes my tongue weird.
Holiday
Yeah.
custard.
It like
I make
burns my
holiday
tongue, and
custard
then my
instead of
tongue will
the
start
eggnog.
tingling, and it only make.
Congrats, Jeff.
Well, congratulations, Jeff.
Me and my
Jeff
husband is
and his
coming up
wife had
on
their
our
46th wedding anniversary.
yeah. Me and my husband's coming up on our 42nd. But you know, my sister in June, she had her 50th wedding
Hey,
anniversary.
Liz.
Hey, Liz. She
Hello,
got,
Liz.
she got married when she was 18 years old.
Hopefully, I'll make it that long.
Yeah, I didn't think they would. That's really hard, maybe terrible to say, but I didn't think they would last that long. But they're still married.
Nobody thought me and Bill would last.
Oh, no one thought me and Ron would ever last. Did I tell you what his sisters did shortly after we got married?
We're too different.
Yeah, well, Ron's sisters called me about 2, 3 months after we got married and asked me if I was okay. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Am I okay? And they said, well, we know our brother and we're just checking on you to make sure you're okay. And I said, what do you think he's done to me? He's done nothing. I said, we're fine.
Hmm.
So,
Well, or you could just incorporate it in, Jeff, and
that's
do
true.
shows together. Ben works and his wife does that. I
You
like
know,
watching their vlog. They're funny together.
you know, I do so many different things other than art. That's why I started my second channel because I didn't want to mix it up too much. But my other channel, I do more stuff when I do it. I haven't been doing much on there. But when I get back from Utah, I will be doing some woodworking. And it will be
Oh,
on the
nice.
other channel. Yeah, I got to do, I got to hang some tile in my kitchen, but first I have to do some woodworking so I can hang the range hood. the wood that's above it where I have to hook it to is too small. So I have to put another 2 pieces of wood underneath it, but I have to hook them together. So I will use wood glue and crepe jig to make them to be strong enough to be one piece of wood. So I can put it connected up there and put the range up. And then I have to finish doing, I did subway tile in the kitchen on the backsplash. So I have to do that as well. So I could show that as well, I guess. That was fun. John, do you remember when
That is my goal for next year. That I want white tiles in the back wall. It's just easier to clean and paint what the tiles are.
right?
No, my memory's
John,
like
do
a
you?
sieve.
Yeah,
You
John,
know,
do you
I
remember
mean,
when
the
I
paint
was?
gets color. Huh?
John, do you remember when I was tiling my floor a couple years ago?
That was a couple years ago.
It was a couple years ago, about 3.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
See,
Well, when I was doing
I,
it?
I do remember, but I can't remember when.
Yeah. So I did 24 by 12-inch porcelain tiles that I laid in. Liz remembers, I'm sure of it, in the kitchen floor. But before that, I did the subway tiles on the backsplash. I did. I don't know if I ever made a video.
All right.
I don't know if I made videos. I think I might have made some small videos. And it would be on this channel, but it would be way back.
I am here, but I'm going to mute for a minute because I'm counting.
Okay. And I'm almost, well, over a third of the way done with this hat already.
Oh, nice.
It's going to go up on my website.
Ooh.
Yep. I've got all my other hats up there that I've crocheted and knitted. Well, some of them I didn't like. I'm to take them apart and redo them.
Somebody else might like them just because you don't.
Well, no, it's uneven. The stitches, they are knitted on my knitting machine, and I was struggling at that time, and it just looks weird. So I'm going to pull it apart. I may redo them on the knitting machine because it's really easy. I can
Okay.
do a hat. I can do a hat in 30 minutes or less on the knitting machine, but it's hard on your arm.
Do you have the Centro or the Addy?
The sensor. I have 3 different sizes. I have the 48 pin, the 28 pin, and the 18 pin.
Why is it hard on your arm?
Because you have to do this.
But don't they have a
gotta
power
crank it.
adapter for it? Don't they get a power adapter for it for a drill?
Yes, but if you go too fast, which I tend to, it messes my stitches up. I need to get a power screwdriver because that doesn't go too fast. So I just need to get one of those, and then I can use my adapter.
Okay.
And then it will be smoother. Because when I was doing those preemie hats, I did 60 hats in like 2 hours or an hour and a half, something like that.
Yeah, see, so I often wonder. So, if you're using a knitting machine, can you honestly sell your hats for $35 a piece if you're using a machine and mass producing them? You know what I mean?
Well, you are still making them. It's not like you're putting it in a machine and the machine's just doing the work for you. Because I
Well,
know people who do that. They have machines that they just put started and it just does all the work. This, you have to be
yeah,
there. You have to feed it.
it's the same as the discussion between a scroll saw and a laser, right? Like the amount of work I
Right.
put in on my scroll saw, you can do on a laser in like a tenth the time.
Right. So I usually, it's tricky. It really depends on how much work I have to, because I do a lot of hand work on them too. I still have to,
Close
sew
them
them
up.
together, close them up, um, put any detail on them, and that I have to do as well. So I think if I was, because like I know women who have knitting machines where they literally put they start the yarn, they hit a button and it does the whole thing. It feeds it, it crochets it, you set it for the whole pattern, and it just does it.
What fun is that?
It's not.
I mean, to each their own, but
Right.
to me, half the fun of doing it is creating something with your own
Even
hands.
even me when I'm sitting there with a knitting machine and I'm doing it, I'm still my even if I use the drill, I have to sit right there. I have to feed the yarn in. I have to watch it. I have to count. I mean, and then if I do panels, then I have to go back and forth. You have to pay attention. You have to make sure that your pen doesn't slip so that it goes back and forth so that you can get a panel instead of
And, and you're
a
not dropping
circle.
stitches.
And make sure yeah, that's the other thing, because those machines will drop stitches. You drop a stitch, you're starting over.
Trey, Jessica is going to pick up her daughter.
Yeah, that's why we're on a road trip.
Yeah.
So I think that be, because I'm actually involved in the actual making of it with a knitting machine, that I'm actually doing it. I also have that little knitting machine that is not even an actual machine, that you have to feed it on and pick up the stitches and stuff with a crochet hook. I do all the work. The machine, the little thing, just holds the yarn loops. So
And to answer your question, John, in my opinion, I would not charge as much for a hand knitted hat as I would for a hand or for a machine knitted hat as I would for a hand knitted hat. I would charge
not
Yes.
a
quite
lot
not
less
quite as
because it's
much,
not
no.
quite as much.
Yeah,
Yes,
it wouldn't be exactly the same.
but people with lasers charge just as much as people with scroll saws, right?
Well, I mean, it's a moral question more than
You're right.
I morally would not. I could not. I wouldn't feel comfortable charging more for a machine. I'm talking. I'm talking like the Centros, where you're winding it yourself. I
Hmm.
would not feel comfortable charging as much for a hat that I made that way as a hat that I was hand knitting that took me like a week to make,
Right.
because there's such a difference in time. And when you're charging for your time as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the same because they're not made the same. But I crochet super fast anyway. I knit super fast as well. So it's not quite as fast, but it's within a 24-hour period of time, because I started this an hour and a half ago and I'm almost halfway done.
Not quite that fast crochet. I knit faster than I crochet. And
I
that's if I didn't have to set it down constantly to go do something else,
Right,
I could go a lot faster.
right. Jessica
Can
Trey
somebody
says,
read me what Trey said? Thank you.
yeah, just getting ready to. He goes, Trey goes, I like road trip live streams videos on the trucking channel so I can pretend where I'm going while I'm watching the muted lives. I'm more likely to listen to smooth contemporary jazz, instrumentals
Yeah.
only.
I
Nice.
thought I was the only one that did that, Trey.
Well, if you ever go on my channel and watch my videos, I play music while I'm painting because I can't. There's not enough to say every single video at what I'm doing.
What? Of course there is. A little brush stroke here, a little happy tree here, a little happy leaf on this happy tree, happy rock. Oh, look, did you see the bunny go behind the tree? What? Herb and John saw him. Herb and John always see those freaking rabbits hiding behind my trees.
I know. Hey, today I have
Look.
pandas.
Oh, look, there's a corpse going down the waterfall. Oh, you can't see it now. It's in the bottom of the waterfall.
Yeah. You guys can see it. I'm so glad. But you know what? I actually can see things in my paintings a lot of times. There was a painting I did of it for Easter a couple of years ago. In fact, I still have it. And it's the tomb, the open tomb. And in the rocks, you can see a face. I did not intend to be there, but it's there. So
It's just a trick of the brush strokes.
Yeah.
Or maybe subconsciously you put it there.
I don't know, because it would have been subconsciously, but there's definitely a face. So
That's where we're at right now.
where's that?
Brentwood.
Oh, Brentwood.
Brentwood, Missouri. Michael's is right over there. They just closed.
I don't even know.
Darn.
I don't even know where the nearest Michael's is to me. I always go when I go to Utah because there's Joanne's about an hour and 20 minutes from me.
Well, and that Michael's has an escalator in it. It actually has an escalator.
Yeah,
That's where the yarn's at, is upstairs.
I still love Joanne's. I love Joanne's, but yeah, I used to like Michael's. The only thing is Michael's prices are higher.
Yes.
Hi, Jeanette.
Good night, Jeanette. Thanks for joining us.
Good night,
Yeah.
Jeanette.
Good night, Jeanette.
Good night.
Yeah, so I used to buy all my Sizzix stuff from Michael's. Which I need to buy some more of it. Because I don't have very many presses.
Got quiet.
Yeah.
Shh, I'm counting.
Okay.
7, 9, 15, 32,
18.
And that's
3.
why I muted when I was counting.
5.
Oh, 75. B,
Bingo!
11. I counted two numbers. How do you get bingo on two
Unbingo.
numbers?
I really hope that on the last bingo of the month, I'm not here and I win the wheel. I'm kidding.
Actually, we had a donation to bingo from Sine Renee.
The what? Was the...
Someone donated some bingo winnings.
Oh, awesome. I donated, or I'm going to, cards that I make. And
Absolutely.
do you remember seeing my paintings last Christmas? I did the Christmas Cardinals, a series of 4 painting
Ooh.
series.
No, I'll have to go see those.
I'm turning them into Christmas greeting cards. Hi, Chris Nealon.
Cool
Hey, Chris.
idea. Hi, Kristen.
That's really hard work, Chris. I like my grinder. It cut me too. It likes to cut my skin. Last 2 years ago, actually, when I was doing the floor, is when I cut my hand with my grinder, my angle grinder.
Mm.
Ouch.
Almost went to the bone. I didn't even hear it, feel it.
Yeah, it instantly cauterizes it too. That's the best thing I like about grinders.
Yeah, it didn't bleed.
Oh.
It did not bleed that much because it's so hot when it spins that I was doing it and I shouldn't have been holding it the way I was holding it. So that was my mistake. And I rammed it right into my hand, right. See if I can find it. Right here, right across there. And I pulled back and blood went everywhere. So,
Hey, Sammy.
Hi,
Hey,
Sammy.
Sandra.
Hi, Sandra. So yeah,
Hey, Sammy Jazz. Hey, Shonda.
I had 7 stitches, but it did not bleed that much. It was the coolest thing to watch when she was stitching me up.
You and my husband. That's what he said when he cut his leg with the chainsaw and was watching him scrub it out.
Yeah.
That's cool. Wouldn't take any pain medication. Doctor's like, "Are you
What
going
is
to
cool?
He said, "Just get it done." He's like, "I'm fine."
I didn't take no pain medicine either. Stitches were out in 7 days. The doctor just put some fly tape on it, and I was right back to using the grinder. So I love my grinder. I also like my Sawzall.
So as always, fun.
Mm-hmm. My husband got me the big one.
Yay. Good night. Sorry.
I'm working on a hat. A beanie.
On the road again.
I'm working on a blanket. But I'm almost.
I'm working on getting back home. Sorry, Annie.
That I'm
Is that
almost going to finish.
I'm working
Annie?
on Ben the Penguin.
Annie, is that the blanket from the yarn?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going around it with the white now, and then I'll get this started with the purple border. And then I think I'll do,
Oh, I can't wait.
I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 rows of it.
Yeah.
I think I'll frame it out nicely. I don't
I
want it
agree.
huge. I just want it big enough for when I'm on the computer and
Right.
and my legs get cold. I just have something I can just toss over my legs, but I don't have to fight with because
Right.
it's too much. Which most of my blankets are.
I love this black blanket here that I made that's sitting behind me, but I only use it in this chair. I want a blanket. I want to make a blanket for my legs in my craft room that I can hook on me, so it won't slide off. Because blankets always slide off my legs. So I'm gonna create a pattern so that it will not slide off me.
Now I have one in my craft room. This is going to be the one for the living room.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to constantly be carrying it back and forth.
Awesome, Sammy. And Chris says, back to work. Good night.
Good night, Chris.
Have a good night, Chris. Thank you for stopping in.
Wednesday night, maybe.
And Wednesday night, I'll be in Utah.
Well, hopefully it'll be woodworking.
Yeah.
If I'm
I still have to talk.
Working.
Yeah, I still have to talk to my grandson to see if he wants to do another live. He really enjoys them, so I have to talk to him. I'm going to take my setup, if I can remember this time, because last time that was a pain. Yeah, Utah. I am from Utah, and I'm going there to visit some of my kids and grandkids, and do Halloween with my grandkids, or some of them.
Yeah, Connie, what are you going as for Halloween?
A panda. That's why I crocheted that hat, the panda hat, and because I'm not painting my face this year like I usually do.
But you put pandas on your fingers.
Yes, I put pandas on my fingers today. Here, let me show you. See, I painted them on my fingers.
I was there, I just didn't chat. I was
That's,
watching them.
that's fine. See, oops, little pandas.
They are cute.
Thanks. They're on both hands. Thank you, Sammy.
Sammy says cute.
So I've got I am wearing black boots. I crocheted myself some black boot cuffs, and
Okay.
I'm wearing black pants, and then I will have a black turtleneck on, but then over that I am wearing a white and black baseball shirt with the raglan sleeves
Oh,
because
nice.
that looks like what looks like
A panda would look like.
that's what panda wears. That's what they look like they're wearing, and then the hat. So
Uh,
no, it does not, Sammy.
That's a
And
that's
it's
aside
also
from us four.
plus we also are streaming from two different
channels.
Two
channels.
different channels.
So one channel, let's
Yeah,
see,
there's 5 over Jess's.
yeah, there's 5 Jesses, and then there is
11.
4 at
6.
mine.
yeah,
So we got 9.
No,
So they got 9 washing total.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so there's 5 at Jess's and 4 at mine because I can just
Right.
there's a drop down box there tells me who's where.
Right.
It's because you're a smarty pants.
And then if
No,
I
it's because just look at the button.
yeah,
What
and
Drop down.
sometimes I even stream it from my channel, so I pick up more viewers from there, but I didn't do it tonight because I already had a video go live and a premiere earlier when I was painting my nails.
No, he means which channel that you're viewing from, Sammy. She wants to know, does that mean you know where she's from or he's from?
Yeah, I think she's from Utah.
Well, I know you're over on Jess's channel.
Yeah, but that's not what she's talking about. Because remember, up here she put Utah question mark, and she put 2 hearts.
Look at the 3-year things up there.
So Are you
Utah?
from Utah?
Utah?
See?
Or are you talking about channels? Because, let's see. Because Sammy is on Jessica's channel.
Thank you, Sammy.
Vegas. You live in Kansas? I live in Kansas. Okay, I live in Kansas.
Kansas.
Where do you live in Kansas?
Kansas.
You know where that tornado usually goes through at? Like in the movie? Down around there. It's just a guess, though.
What part of Kansas do you live in?
Oh, John.
Northeast Kansas.
Northeast.
So you live near Kansas City and Manhattan and Topeka area.
Manhattan.
Probably
That's
Thought
on the
Manhattan.
closer side to Missouri.
What?
I thought Manhattan was
Probably
in.
close to Missouri.
Yeah, because Kansas City, Kansas is across the border from Kansas City, Missouri. And Manhattan
What?
is not far from there. But do you know Manhattan used to be, its
Hostess.
first name was Boston. And then they switched
Why
it to
can't you
Manhattan.
guys come up with original names?
I didn't do it. I
Like,
didn't do it.
you copy every other city name from every other city that's down there. There's like 4 or 5 different whatever. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure there's only one Las Vegas, isn't there?
yeah, Sammy, I live, of course, you know I-70, right? Do you know where Hayes is? I live an hour
There's
south,
more. Yeah,
south
no.
of Hayes.
No, they're all about the same apart.
Yeah, there's a Las Vegas, Kansas too.
What?
Is that where you're from, or are you from Las Vegas, Nevada? Yeah, so I live an hour south of Hayes. You live by KU? Okay. So Manhattan, right? Is that
That's
Manhattan?
Kansas University, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got friends that live up by Sammy.
Mm-hmm. In fact, maybe you probably don't know. There's a lady that's in the craft world. Her name is Sammy, and she lives near Kansas City, Kansas. Oh.
Tomorrow, I get to pressure wash my house. Yay!
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
I gotta make a phone call. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I figure since it's going to be 81 tomorrow, tomorrow's the day I pick. Because I definitely want to do it before it gets any cooler.
We hit 80 today. It's crazy.
Today, we only hit 70 degrees.
So tonight it's going down to minus 22, which is minus 7 Fahrenheit, apparently.
Keep it in Canada. Y'all are used to those temperatures. We aren't.
Not our guy from Cameroon. Today's his first day he ever saw snow in his entire life. He's got to
Oh
be
my
like,
God. Poor guy.
yeah, like he's like 40,
Really?
right? First time ever snow. He's like, oh, he's taking pictures and he's taking selfies of him in the snow. He's making snowballs. Send them all back to his friends in Cameroon.
That would be,
That's crazy to think.
yeah.
To not see snow until you're 40.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, it's like we're driving back last week from Fort St. John. He's like, look at those deer. Look at the deer. I'm like, there's a couple across the road. I'm like, guess nothing. Look in the field. Like this whole herd of deer. It was like 3 or 4 bucks fighting each other, right? And he goes, oh, back in Cameroon, the the town people would get together and just hunt and kill them all at once for food. I'm like, yeah, you can't do that here. You need permits. You need hunting licenses. You got to be on the proper land. You can't shoot them from the road.
It's the way it
He's
is
like,
here
what?
too.
I said, yeah, even to fish, you need fishing permits.
Even
That
if
doesn't make
in the United States, even if you own the land, you still have to do it only when it's hunting season.
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't have to have a license, but you do if you're on your own land. But you
Yes,
do have to wait until hunting season before you're allowed to hunt.
right. Because the animals are free range animals, so you can't just kill any animal that comes into on your property. All right, Sammy. Good night.
Night,
Good night,
Sammy.
Sammy.
Oh goodness. Sorry, I'm going to be the yawner tonight, I guess.
The
No
what?
idea why.
Don't start
The
that.
yawner.
Oh, I've already been
Yawn.
yawning.
Yawn.
I've already been yawning.
Yawner.
I'm trying to hide it so you guys can't
Is that a
see.
southern term? I'm a yawner.
No, but yonder is, and I'm telling you, that is one word I do not use, or one term, because it can mean any of a million things.
I always say y'all.
It could be up yonder, down yonder, out yonder, in yonder.
Over
I just
yonder.
don't
Upon yonder.
like, go
Gone
in
yonder.
there, go over there. It's just, and that way you don't have anybody mistake what you're saying, Tom.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Chris.
back, Chris.
Come back, Chris.
So
Hey.
you have Cassie? Cassie's with you already?
Yep.
How come she's so quiet?
Everyone wants to know why you're quiet. She don't know. She's tired.
Do you have the birds
She
with
is
you
quiet.
too?
No birdie tonight.
Yeah, where's
Wow.
the bird?
I was wondering why I couldn't hear him.
Birdie stayed at
Hey,
home tonight.
Beth,
Hey,
duh.
Auntie
Down
Beth.
the road a piece.
I've heard that
Hey,
before.
and a piece could be a half a mile, or it could be 40 miles away. I have windows, Chris. I do not hillbilly speak, because the minute you do, I say y'all and stuff like that. But the minute you can just see the judgment in people's eyes from other places, as soon as you start talking like that, they've judged you as being stupid and uneducated, and it's not fair. But it's the way
Right.
people treat you.
Okay,
And
so
I learned in high school not to talk Southern.
so when I moved from Utah to Kentucky,
Oh yeah,
18 years ago, and I was working, and I was talking to this lady, and she goes, "Oh, bless your heart." I thought she was being so nice till I found out she was being
No.
rude.
Yeah, they found out what she means.
I had
It's rude.
never heard
She's saying
that
fuck
term.
you.
I'd never heard that term before. And when she
and I
said
want
that,
to tell you, people in Kentucky is way worse than people in West Virginia when it comes to that.
yes, they are. I only lived there 2.5 years. I had got some really good friends that I'm still friends with, but other than that, I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Yeah, Kentucky's a weird place.
Well, I think they're entitled.
It's because of the Kentucky Derby. That's why they think they're entitled.
Yeah, but do you
They
want to
think
know
that makes them
something?
better than every other state.
Have you ever been near Churchill Downs
Yes.
in Kentucky? It is
Yes.
the most rundown part of town. You don't want to walk across the street if it's even getting dusky, or you're going to get killed or mugged.
The only time
Really?
it's cleaned up
Yes,
is during
it's
Derby
horrible.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
the only
Only time they
time.
clean up is during Derby time.
Yep.
Wow.
And at Churchill Downs during Kentucky Derby, you have Millionaire Row, which is literally you pay that much money to get to sit there. But then they have the field, which costs, I think, probably $25 now to be out in a dirt field that you can kind of sort of see the derby, but it's just a huge drinking fest. It's I can't stand
Yeah,
it.
it's just one big party.
Stand it. Oh, that was a. I heard myself. Why did I hear myself?
I don't know.
I'm not on anything I should be able to.
Oh,
But yeah, it's.
Oh,
We went down to downtown Louisville a couple of times. We went and saw a baseball game at the Sluggers, where it's a field local. Well, it's not local. It's not pro ball, but it's just underneath that. What's it called?
like double A.
No, that's not the name. It's baseball, but it's the league that's underneath pro league, and
Like American League.
yeah, something like that. And we watched a game there. We went to the Sluggers Museum, where they make all the wood, most of the wood bats in the whole world. There at the Slugger.
Oh, Louisville.
Louisville Slugger.
Louisville Slugger.
It's Louisville Sluggers. Yeah, so we went and saw a game. We went to the museum and the factory where they make all the baseball bats. And then one time we went to dinner at Old Spaghetti Factory down there. And that was it. And we went to Churchill Downs once, and I didn't ever want to go back down there. I lived in Louisville, but I did not live in that part of Louisville.
Yeah, down near Brandenburg. It's a kinder place.
Yeah, I lived just off of what is the? Can't remember the name of the road. It's been too long. I lived near E Town, Elizabethtown.
Okay. Yeah,
I lived
it's
about
E-Town.
20. Well, everyone calls it E Town, but people who don't live there call it Elizabethtown. So, yeah, so I didn't live even close to downtown Louisville. So my grandson flies in from Utah tomorrow night, and then the next morning I fly to Utah.
Nice.
Well, his uncle passed away a week and a half ago, so he went for the funeral. So
Hey, JoJo.
hey,
Hey.
Joe,
Hey, Jar.
Hey.
Hey, Jar.
how's your legs?
Oh, they're sore.
I'm sorry.
Feels like I got cinder blocks on the bottom of them.
Oh,
Yeah, it'll be all right once I get home. Which, who knows when that'll be.
yeah.
I know Megan has a wedding to go to on Saturday, so I was like, "Do you need me here Saturday?" She's like, "I don't know."
Hey,
Okay.
question. So where is Megan at? Like where are they staying? In the house?
Yeah, they live here with
Yeah.
Dad.
So she's gone out for the night. So what? She's out partying or what?
Oh no, they just went out for the evening. They'll be back here soon. Her and Andre, they went out to like I don't know his mom's or friends or whatever. I don't know what the hell it is. Don't care. I don't like him. Sorry, and you don't like me.
No, no.
But no,
I was just curious when you wrote that.
Oh, and I was like, yeah, I was like, no, I think she'll just sleep on the couch, and that's where she's at.
They want
If
her
they
up
want
in bed.
to, if they want her upstairs, then they can put her up there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't, I, mean, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause, I have no trouble watching either one of them. 'Cause I mean, it's more fun to watch Michaela, but whatever.
Mhm.
But I don't have any trouble, with either one of them normally,
Have
so
you
I
guys
don't
been
mind.
Have you guys been crapping with the crap bag?
No, something happened to the crap bag.
Oh no!
Yeah, the crap bag's gone.
Okay.
You're gonna
Yeah,
have
it's
to.
gone. It vanished. We don't have a crap bag here right
Oh,
Well,
now.
now you got to make one.
I know. Now I have to start building
I,
another one.
Yep.
I keep hearing
And
craft
then
bag. I'm pretty sure you're saying craft bag though, right?
No, we're saying
No, it's crap.
it's called it's called well, it's a craft bag, but Michaela
Yes.
can't say craft, so it's craft. So we just call it a crap bag.
Okay.
The crap bag.
Right.
So yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
it's a crap bag.
are you talking about a catheter bag that your dad has to wear, or what? Like, right?
No, this is our arts and
Our
crafts
little niece Michaela's fridge.
bag, but Michaela calls it the crap bag, and we can't find it anywhere.
I'm over half done now
Holy
with
cow!
this.
Awesome. So
Yeah,
we think whenever they got rid of the other recliner to bring in the lift chair,
they threw it away.
that someone just saw pieces of wood in there and thought it was just junk.
Oh,
And that's what I think
yes. So
happened.
what you need to do is on her new bag, you need to put
Oh, you need to
Well,
crochet
this
her a
this
crap.
was
You
this I could, yeah,
need to crochet
could.
her a crap bag.
I do
yes,
have a bag made up at home. But
or
this was like my craft bag, had all my crafts in it, all my wood cutouts that I would color and stuff. But yeah,
uh,
I just left it here because so she could have something to do with her mom.
yeah,
Well, hell with that. From now on, I'm taking it back home with me.
exactly,
Leave her a few. 'Cause I mean, that stuff, yeah, it's Walmart, Dollar Tree, but that adds up when you have an entire bag to the rim.
exactly. Yeah, you need to. If you're not going to crochet one, if you get
Yep.
like a vinyl one, you need to paint on the outside of it or do vinyl, uh, lettering or something that says this is what this
Don't
is.
touch,
Don't
don't
touch.
touch,
This is Michaela's and Joe's craft bag.
or crap bag, whichever.
Well, I wouldn't say crap because then it might get thrown away.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, I've got a crochet one. It was like a beach bag that I made or market
Hmm.
bag. It's pretty solid. So I have one of those made up at the house. I think I don't think I sold. I made two. But I think I only sold one of them.
Hmm.
So I think I've got one left. If nothing else, I can get a big basket.
Hmm.
You're not gonna throw a big basket away. I would hope not. Anyway, you know, I
Yeah,
don't know. I think. Sure, he's not listening. I think Andre just doesn't like me and he throws shit away that I make for her too.
I kind of was wondering if that was the case.
I have a
There's no
feeling he.
reason in the world
I have a feeling
that
he
purple
picked it
white
up.
blanket is up and vanished and it's nowhere in the house anywhere.
I bet he picked that
Hmm.
bag up, looked in it, saw what it was, and threw it away.
Probably.
Because that wasn't just like odds and end pieces of wood; it was cutouts.
And a lot of
Yeah, exactly.
markers. And those markers ain't cheap either.
Right.
I mean, Michaela's were. I got them on clearance, but mine weren't.
Right.
I had 3 sets in there.
Yeah, I just would never leave it.
No, not anymore.
You could make her up a little basket or something of her own, and then
Yeah,
have a bag for your stuff and just take it home.
it's probably the best thing because I asked her that rainbow blanket I made. Where's that at? I don't know. Ah, shit. Again, really. I said it better be upstairs, or I'm gonna come unglued.
Yeah.
Well, go for a walk. Go for a mountain trek.
Hmm.
Don't forget to plant a flag while you're up there too.
Capture the
I'm
flag.
running out. I know you're not talking about me going on a mountain trek. My legs are like cinder blocks now.
That's what I'm saying. Going up
I,
the flight of stairs.
I went to Walmart to pick up Dad some cough syrup because apparently Megan refuses to get him any because he has high blood pressure. I talked to her. He asked for cough drops. She's like, he is so mistreated here. And I was like, I know, you should be ashamed of yourself. So anyway, I placed an order at Walmart. And this town's Walmart had flooded.
Uh,
So I had to go the next town over. And of course, I got some snacks and stuff because they ain't got no junk food here. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. So
It
I
kind
had
of
to get
sounds
some.
like Dad saying that he didn't eat whenever he was with you down at your brother's. They didn't
Yeah.
feed me all day.
He ate all damn day.
He did. But he gets back to her and they didn't feed me. Like, how many donuts you eat, Dad? How many donuts did you eat?
And he had how much chicken and mashed potatoes
Oh my
and
gosh.
macaroni and biscuits. I mean, he ate like a damn pig. Don't tell me you didn't eat.
They didn't feed me. They didn't
Yeah.
feed me.
So
hi,
apparently Megan
Lydia.
won't get him any
Okay.
snacks or anything either. So he
Hello,
had me
Lydia.
get him.
Sorry.
So he had me get him the thin Reese's peanut butter cups and
Oh,
some
yes.
chocolate covered peanut butter filled cookies. And I know a couple other
Okay.
things. So I got me a couple things too, because I get the munchies, whatever. And I had to get some tea because I forgot to bring my tea. So anyway, I placed
Oh.
the order. It's like by the time I got out to the car just to go, and I was like, oh damn, my legs hurt. They hurt. And when I came back, it took like an hour, a little over. I came back, it was dark out, but Megan was cleaning out her car. She's like, do you need help? I said, oh, bless you. Just bless you. And so your legs hurt? And I was like, yeah, so I can tell the way you're walking, your hip and knees and legs. And I was like, yeah, and I think my eyeballs and my hair. And I was like, Megan, I was like, they're both running me ragged, and I'm not used to that. I'm old and decrepit, damn it. And she's like, well, we're not ready to pull the plug on you yet. I was like, yet. But I felt bad for her because her husband's not working again, as usual. So she's doing it all, groceries, bills, of course with Dad. And she has a wedding to go to this coming up weekend. Had no money to go to it. And this was a childhood friend of hers, and they're real close. So, of course, while I'm out, I went to the bank and I
Yeah.
snuck it to her. And I was like, do not let him know you have that. I swear to God, I will beat you down. And she's like, I won't. Because if he knows she has money, he wants it.
Of
I
course.
think don't. I think don't let him know you got that. Go hide it somewhere
You know,
while he's gone.
the last straw, well, one of the last straws that my dad did to my mom when I was 3 months old, he had been gone since I was born. He wasn't even there when I was born. He came back when I was like 6 weeks, 3 weeks old, something like that. He was there for a day and then he disappeared again. And he came back
Oh,
when I was
okay.
3 months old and he raped my mother, took all of the money in the house, and disappeared and didn't come back for like 6 months. And well, he did
He's
come
got
back.
nerve to come back.
He came back just at the beginning of each month to steal the check.
Mm.
And when my sister was born, when she was 6 months old, my mother finally had it, and she kicked him out for good and divorced him. But all
Yeah,
he
I
ever
would have had
wanted,
his ass arrested.
well, my mother was
'Cause- Yeah.
not, she didn't know anything about that, but she finally had had enough of it, and she kicked him out.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever Megan and she helped me bring in the groceries, the tea and pop, whatever. And she's like, can I leave? And I was like, why are you asking me? I'm not your keeper. You can do whatever the hell you want. So, I don't want to take Michaela. It's about her pet time. I was like, so what you're saying is you and Andre want to leave? And she's like, yes. And I was like, good riddance to him. It's
Mm,
like, can you lose him while you're out? Yeah. I mean, he's just a real piece of work. Real
yeah.
piece of work.
Hi, Lydia.
He yells and screams, and that's all he does. Him and Dad go at it all the time. I went to
Hello,
go
dear.
take a shower today. I hadn't even got barely in the shower. They're screaming at each other. I wrap a towel around. And I was like, "What the hell?" Well, apparently, because you have to go through Dad's room to the bathroom, and he's
Uh-huh.
like, and Andre's like, "Well, the curtain's open." And I was like, "And the point?" Well,
Yeah.
he's sitting there like, "Is he naked?" No, he's not. Then don't worry about it. Who cares? I mean, it's just like nitpicking, little. It is. He tried to start a fight with me earlier, and I'm okay. And he's like, "That's it," and I was like, "Yep." He's like, "You're no fun to argue with," and I was like, "Why should I argue?"
My
I
husband
was like, "You
tells
got to pick, you got to pick your battles," and I was like,
exactly. Hi, Larry.
"Eh,
You know,
Larry.
my husband tries
mm,
to irritate me all the time, and I don't play, and he's like, "You're no fun." I said, "That's because I choose not to play those stupid, silly games you play."
Why don't you just play with them once and you'll just throw them for a loop? You'll be like, what? Well, no, no,
No,
no,
I
no. What are you doing? What are you doing? You can't. No, no. I win this one.
no, I do play with him on some
No.
things, but there's just some things I won't, absolutely will not get into it.
yeah." It's just like
But
Andre today. He
but
was
it's
walking
it's
through.
it's all in fun with him, but still,
I had just taken off my shoes. Like, you could move those. I said, I could. He just
Yeah, you
looked
can
at
also
me, and
shut
I
your
went,
mouth too.
and I turned around and started crocheting. I was like, couldn't move them, but they're not in anybody's way. They're over by me. What the hell's the matter?
mm-hmm.
I mean, it was back over by the couch, so nobody could trip over them or anything. It's on the side of the couch, but next to the TV. Nobody walks
Be
over
like,
there.
well, there's a fire. I know where they are.
Yeah, and him and Megan were yelling because he said that he likes the charcoal grill, not the gas. I'm not using that gas grill. She's like, why aren't you using the bigger grill, the black one? It's gas. She's like, no, it's not. We bought that like 3 years ago. It's charcoal and it's a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not mine. I want my own. And I was like, oh my God, nitpick shit. And Megan's like, it's mine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just, he stresses me out more than Dad.
Yeah.
Megan was asking yesterday, she's like, how was your day? And I was like, well, I took some pot. She's like, oh, okay. And I was like, you left me here with Andre and Dad all day. How do you think the day went? She just thought maybe you took it for pain. I was like, in my
That's what she
ass.
said. Brain pain.
Pain, pain and stress.
I mean, Dad, he goes to bed like at 6, right after dinner. He goes to bed. But then Andre, he sits in the front room and argues with himself. You can hear him, and what's he arguing with? I said, when their dad's asleep and aren't. Oh, who are you talking to? Who are you arguing with? Don't worry about it. Okay, well, Dad's trying to sleep. Trying to keep it down. Carry on.
You know what he's doing. You know what he's doing. He's practicing. He's just trying to win an argument with himself.
It was just like, oh my God, he's lost his marbles. I told Megan, I was like, your husband argues with himself. She's like, oh, I know. And I was like, you could have him committed for that shit.
That is an actual sign of schizophrenia.
Yes,
I
it
was
is.
like, yeah, I know. I was like, she's like, you're so bad. I was like, I'm not joking. I'm
Him
not
not
joking.
him not keeping a job also is another sign.
Oh, he just doesn't like to work. He's lazy.
That's part of it.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God.
So Annie,
Yeah.
Yes, John.
you and your stupid fishing pole and your bucket of fish got me thinking when I was pooping. And I'm just saying, because that's where I do my that's where I do my best thinking. I'm just saying.
You mean
Now I
when you
want
was
to do
dropping fingers?
now.
Thank you for
Now
TMI.
I
that
want
visual, John.
TMI. TMI.
now now I want to make like a whole diorama for this penguin, right?
Make a little pond and everything.
Yes.
You could do an ice pond and have a
Yeah.
cracked hole with the fish pulling out.
Yep.
Oh, we should make them when we were kids.
Hey, Joe, did you see my nails?
Yes, I did. I saw a picture of them.
Oh, good.
I loved them.
Thank you.
I can't see them right now if you showed anything because I haven't got glasses on and everybody's blurry.
Oh, okay.
I'm out here sitting here eating Pringles, cheddar cheese, and a Mountain Dew, and back and forth. Looks like a desert out here.
Well, where do you guys do your best thinking at?
In the car, driving.
2 o'clock in the morning when I wake up.
I do mine usually in the evening when
Around the lake.
when nobody's around.
Yeah, that's when I do mine when nobody's around.
Or
Yeah,
in the bathtub. I also do a lot of thinking in the bathtub.
I don't take baths, so hardly ever. I usually take showers. But no, I usually do it in the evening because in the evening my daughter's downstairs in her room. My granddaughter and my grandson is upstairs in their room, and my husband's asleep. So it's just me and the dog for like 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours.
Late night country rides. Or around the lake. That's my best. I just sit at the lake.
Now I do like to go shopping by myself so that I can
Oh,
think.
I hate shopping.
Like when I go grocery shopping or when I go to Dollar Tree or whatever. I
Oh, I hate shopping. I just, no. Mm-mm.
Oh, I don't mind it. I'm actually not doing the actual shopping part anymore at Walmart, except for produce. I do I let them do the shopping. But
Mm-hmm.
I like to shop at like Walmart, and then I go to the other stores. But I like to go by myself because my husband is too impatient at the store. So I grounded
No.
him. I grounded him from going.
Grounded him. Oh my God.
I did, and a few years ago, I grounded my daughter from going with me because of the way she acted in the store, and she was close to 40, and so she can't go to the store with me anymore. And my grandson, my oldest grandson that used to live with us, he was almost grounded because of the way he acted in the store.
Last time Zach went with me, we were at Walmart. I was looking at the yarn. He's like, Carrot, move along. You don't need it. And I was like, it doesn't matter if I need it, but do I want it? I might.
Mm-hmm.
I have to look at it.
Yep.
And he's like, Mom, I like this color a lot right here. So he got into it too.
Well, Ron, when I was in Utah last month, and we went to Walmart, and they had all that yarn that I got on clearance.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "Do you really need that?" Don't know if I need it, but I want it, so I'm getting it.
Right.
And then I got some canvas panels,
What?
and I'm like, hey, it's your birthday in a week, and I just got you stuff at Sam's Club for your birthday, so be quiet. And then when I said that to him, when we got there, I said, okay, happy birthday. That's your birthday present. And he goes, no, I want something else. And I said, no, because this is what you do to me all the time. I need something. He goes, that's your birthday gift. So that's what he
Just
got.
tell them, you know what? I'm gonna buy you some yarn for your birthday. You can use it. If not, you can give it to me. It's your choice.
Yeah. You know, I started this hat to take with me. This hat's going to be done before I leave
When do you leave?
Wednesday morning. But look how long it is already.
Well, slow
Mm-hmm.
down. It's not a race, you know.
I can't slow down. I don't even think about it. I just do it.
Then you start another one.
Well, I could. I've got 3 skeins of this yarn, and I could make 3 because I'm going to sell them. So, and this one's half double. And sometimes I do singles. So it's a cotton, so it's really super soft.
What brand do you use them?
It's from Timu. I can't remember the brand, but I've bought this in different kinds, different colors, a lot, and I really like it. It's really super squishy and soft. I don't have 3 skeins of it. I had 6 skeins of it, and this is how much I have left of this skein.
Well, you better order some more.
Oh
Well,
wow.
I have 6 skeins, and
I have an idea.
I can get a hat out of 1 skein. Sometimes I have to use a little bit of more if I make a pom pom. But if I don't make a pom pom, I don't have to worry about it. Plus, I also have those furry balls that I can put on top of the hats. I have one that goes along with these colors.
I
And then
put a big old palm on Zach's hat.
yeah,
He won't wear it though. If I did.
I don't put pom poms on Ron's hats. But
Now, when I made my ex hats, he wants one. He likes them
yeah,
because I gave him a hat last winter, and he, can you put the ball on it? Seriously? Yeah. Okay.
I made my husband um one of those hats that goes down over their ears. It
Uh huh.
wasn't. It was part. That part was part of the hat, and it was yellow and green. And then I made him a mohawk
Uh huh.
of green, and he wore that for a long time.
That's cool. I was
I,
working on Zach's hat for a little bit today because I had to crochet at least a little bit today.
right.
So I was working on that, and I was like, hey, I'm going to see if my phone's charging up to come on here for just a little bit.
Is Russ
Pop
here?
around.
Russ was here earlier.
Earlier, Russ was
Oh
here.
yeah, he was here earlier. I don't know if he's
Well,
here
Russ was here.
still.
Herb was here.
Herb still is here, I think. He just
Did
said
Herb say
something.
didn't he say earlier he was sick again?
Yeah,
I don't.
What's he got
well,
now?
this afternoon. I haven't been talking to him.
Mm.
Who's sick again?
Herb.
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 Oh,
Everybody here is getting over the croup or whatever the hell they got. Dad, I think Dad has pneumonia.
that's
He's
not
like, I'm
good.
on antibiotics. He's coughing, but like it won't come up.
He may not like
And
doing it, and I don't know if you could do it at his age. But I know when when I had pneumonia when I was a child, and when my daughter had pneumonia when she was younger, they told me to take my hands like this, like cups,
And pound their
Mhm.
back.
and beat them on the back,
Yeah,
and that would
you
break up
just
all.
barely touch him, and he says, "Ow!" So I don't think
Oh,
so.
that's too bad.
They
Yeah.
actually, my dad had what they call a back thumper. And
Yeah.
it's a machine that
Yeah.
actually it had like two little feet, and it
Yep.
would
Yep.
go back and forth on your, and he would lean on it
I have, I
because
have
he
a back
literally would
bumper.
wear our arms out trying to do that for him.
I have a
Right.
back bumper. His name's Zach. He's done it
Well, see,
before
I used to do that
for me.
for my kids because they had asthma too.
Yeah.
Protect
Yeah.
their
My
lungs.
daughter has asthma, and I had to do that to her for her too. My
And,
oldest daughter.
and for those with cystic fibrosis, you got to do that a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I took care of some kids that had that, and it's like, I'm gonna hurt them. Nope, you got to do it like this. And they showed me, okay.
Well, it's just like when I had my surgery for my plantar fasciitis in my feet. When I went to physical therapy for it, she took out the stitches, and then she used electrodes on my feet, and then she had me soak my feet in a really hot bath, and then take them out and put them in ice water, which hurt really bad, but I had to do it anyway. And then she took these little things, little wood things, and she sat there and beat on my feet.
Okay.
So
Why?
uh, I can't tell you exactly why, except for it helps my feet not to hurt. And so I don't have anybody to do it for me now. So I have this roller that is about this long, and it's got ridges, and it's bigger on the ends and gets smaller. And I sit and I rub my feet on them as hard as I can, and that
Oh,
it
okay.
helps the nerves. What I don't know if you know what plantar fasciitis is. It's
Yes.
you have your foot, and the nerves on the bottom of your foot crawls up and attaches to your heels. Okay, so when you're relaxed, they tighten up, and so when you go to sit down to stand back, stand
Excuse
up,
me.
you have to stretch, and it feels like needles and butcher knives and getting your feet stabbed. It hurts really bad. So by beating on your feet like that, it keeps those nerves loose so they don't tighten up.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I had the surgery, oh my gosh, how many years ago was it? Back when my daughter, that's 30, 31, she was 2.5. So 30 years ago. And I still do that to keep that pain from coming back.
As long as it works for you.
It's a lot of stretching of your feet too. Just like I still do the exercises for carpal tunnel, even though I've had the surgery in both hands. I still do the exercises to keep it from tightening up.
Keep it from coming back, because it can come back.
Oh yeah, it can.
I'm waiting to see if it's going to come back a third time for me.
Did you have surgery twice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had
I
any.
had that carpal tunnel on both hands twice,
Yep,
ulnar
I had it
on one
once.
elbow, the ulnar on the one elbow twice, and the ulnar on the other elbow once.
That I have not had, and I've only had the carpal tunnel once because it was so painful. I decided no matter what I would do, I would make sure I never had it again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go dehydrate, and I will be back. And this hat is just about finished.
Awesome.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
I'll be right back. I'm not leaving. Just turning off the cam so you guys don't see me get up and walk away.
I was going to say, welcome back, Jess, but I couldn't get a word in.
Hi.
No, it wasn't you calling. It was
Welcome back,
towards
Jess.
Joe.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Jill's been quiet all day.
John.
Jill's been quiet all day. She has to get it out. Yes, Annie. Oh, Annie.
You know what a crowbar is, right?
Yes, I know what a crowbar is.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's where crows hang out and drink.
No. It's where the ravens go to party.
That's what I just said. It's where the crows hang out and drink.
Ravens and crows are two different birds.
That's right. The crows are always there all the time. The ravens are the ones that are going in and causing problems.
They both like shiny things.
Sure.
I want to
What are
live like
magpies?
a crow. Live like a crow. And starlings. Starlings are annoying birds. Very cool
Yes,
when
they
they
are.
blanket up. I don't know what they call that. When we lived out on the farm when I was growing up, you could literally take a pebble and throw it in the corner of the field, and they would start up, and it would just look like they was folding back a black blanket as they was going into the sky. It was really cool. But they're very invasive and loud. And they steal your corn from the garden right after you plant it. Buttheads.
Well, the starlings here, like the baby starlings that we had here, we're playing with the baby rabbits in the backyard, which we're playing with the tortoises in the backyard. And then as soon as the baby hawk flew across, everybody would scatter, except the tortoises, because they don't care. Their
Yeah.
yard. And there's
Do you
at
all have
least
a lot of eagle attacks up there on small animals?
no.
Because I know in Arizona, in Texas, they're having a big problem with that.
Like, what do you talk? Were you talking golden eagle or bald eagle?
Probably both. I'm not. I think it's golden eagle in the Southwest. Bald eagles are
Like we
generally
do.
northern. But
Yeah,
they're like
we do.
sweeping down like people's dogs and cats and stuff right out their yard.
Yeah, I've seen videos where they take babies. But the thing is, like there's not that many bald eagles around here, like in the immediate area. I've seen them on road trips and stuff, but I know when you go down to one of the dams, there was probably freaking 30 bald eagles down at the bottom of the dam, where because it's what's the word? It's a
Sanctuary.
the water flows down. No. So they built the dam so that the water goes into the inlet, and it's gravity fed that feeds the turbines, right? And it spits it out at the end, and that's how it creates its energy. Well, so the fish go down the turbine too, and all the bald eagles are at the bottom, waiting for all the fish to come flying out because they're lazy.
Is that called an estuary? Is that what it's called?
I can't remember.
Something like that.
I know it's called W.C. Bennett Dam, though.
Yeah, generally around here. I mean, right like 20 minutes from me, they have one of my friends in their back, the field behind their house. They have a golden or a bald eagle family that started with the mom and dad.
Cool,
now they had, and then last year they hatched 2, and this year she said they hatched 2, which is really cool for this area. Because generally around here the eagles are up in the mountains. Son, you're going to turn into a popsicle. sending you to Jess. Y'all can fight over the popsicles. She'll eat the banana ones. You can have the red ones.
Yes.
I am so tired tonight and have no idea why, because I did not do that much today. Just wiped the porch walls down and moved a little bit of furniture, but I feel like I went out and plowed a field by hand.
Good night, Chris.
Good night.
Night, Chris.
Good night, Chris.
Night.
For joining us.
Oh, what do I want to make for dinner tomorrow?
I don't know, but I do want to say thank you to all of our lurkers that have been playing in the bushes.
I vote for goulash.
Oh, my hair hurts.
Is everybody all achy and everything tonight? What the hell?
Not
I am
me.
from working on the snow all day.
I
I
think
need
it's
My hair-
changing in the season.
I think I just
My hair
needed
hurts
a toque.
wearing a toque all day.
I think I just need a jacuzzi. That would help a lot.
I vote with what Joe says.
I need a vacation.
Did you make your toque or did you buy it?
He won't
No.
wear the one he made.
It's a work
Why
toque.
not?
I'm not. When I make, I'll wear my cowl when I make my cowl. I'm not gonna wear the toque to work. It's not my work toque.
Mm.
It's a dress toque.
A
Does
dress
that make
toque?
sense? Yeah, it's a dress toque.
Sure.
Just for wear it's a toque you wear when you go to the slopes. Right? It's not a toque you
Right.
wear every day going working.
Right. Because you don't want it
It's
getting
something you wanna-
dirty and filthy and
It's
disgusting.
yeah, exactly. It's something I want to show off. It's not something I want to get dirty all day. So there, Annie. There you go. That's my
Several
answer.
years ago, because the company my husband works for does not issue them winter hats. And I told him, I said, get me the patches that go on the hats and I will knit all of y'all a winter hat. And they, oh, you can't do that unless you can exactly match the uniform. So I took his uniform pants with me and off I went to the yarn store. Knitted them all hats to match that would match the uniform, sewed the patches on there. And he goes, oh, would you like to do this for the whole company? And I looked at him, I was like, no, I would not. I was like, I'm just with my guys, not anybody else.
Exactly.
Because they
Unless
told
they're
him
going to pay you for them.
well, they couldn't wear any kind of hat that didn't have the company logo on it, and they're not allowed to wear their ball caps in the wintertime. And they issue them a coat, but the coats have no hoods, and they're standing out in the weather. I was like, no.
Dumb.
Really loved it when they told him that he had to start wearing a tie. So I found him these zip ties on Amazon that he don't have to tie. It's kind of like a clip-on, but it's got a strap, and you just pull it off and tighten it up. And he goes, this way I can leave that top button unbuttoned. I was like, okay. And he was sitting there looking. He goes, have you heard of these? And I said, no, but if they're on Amazon, I'm sure we can find them.
Well,
Because
see,
one of the guys at work told him about them, and we got on there, and I said, well, we have to measure your neck. And he said, why? And I was like, so it's a tie and not a noose.
see back in the 80s, I had zipper ties. I had blue, red, white leather zipper ties, and I had some silk ones too, like a black one, a blue plaid one, and another one too. And they had like the perfect Windsor knot on them, and they were zipped on the backside.
You know what?
My husband is not a tie man. He does not
My
like
hu-
ties.
my husband has a lot of ties, and he doesn't know how to tie a tie. Never has. I tie them for him.
Yeah, I used to have to tie my dad's ties for him.
Yeah.
And what we would do, me and my sister, we would go in. This was after my mom passed away. We'd get his ties out because he wanted to wear a different one every Sunday. He could
Hmm.
never wear the same tie twice, you know. At least he had enough ties he could wear a different tie every day for a month if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So we went in and tied all of his ties and put them on hangers. And that way he could go through, pull it off, and put it around his neck, tighten it up, and his tie was already tied.
That's what my husband did before we got married. He took his ties all to his dad. His dad tied them all for him. And then when we got married, he said, "Oh, this tie came undone. I got to go to my dad's to get it tied." I'm like, "No, you don't." And he goes, "What do you mean? I don't know how to do it." I said, "I'll do it for you." He goes, "You know how to tie a tie?" I'm like, "Of course I know how to tie a tie." He's like, "How did you learn?" I said, "I watched somebody do it,
Yeah, that's how I
and
learned.
then I practiced on myself, and then I practiced on my sister, so I could do it, facing her."
I had to learn when Zach was in drama club. He had to
Yeah,
wear a
back
tie for he had to wear a tie for one of the roles he played. And I'm like, oh shit.
My grandson Hudson, who's 6, next year, I think it's next year, or the year after, he has to wear a tie to school because he wears a uniform. And yeah, so my daughter has to learn how to tie a tie.
I used to wear ties back in the 80s. Loved to wear a tie.
I've wore a few, but it wasn't what I. That's not what everyone was wearing in California, and so I didn't get into it very much.
Wasn't
But
nobody in West Virginia wearing them. I just did it because I thought it looked cool and it was me. And because the first time I went to school, everybody was looking at me, was like, girls don't wear ties. And I said, this one does.
well, the thing is, yeah, I wouldn't have anything against it. Just going to the beach, wearing a tie ain't gonna work.
Yeah, nah.
So, but yeah. So I can't wait to see Hudson in that tie. He already has to wear a certain kind of shoes and certain color socks, and then he has to wear um, dark blue pants or khaki pants, and then he has long sleeve or short sleeve polos, and then he has sweaters or cardigans that he has to wear. But as he gets older, then they have to start wearing ties. And the girls can wear skirts, jumper skirts, or they can wear pants too. But
I just did it like if we had a presentation that, because, sometimes you do a presentation, they want you to dress up to do your
hmm
presentation, especially when you're doing business classes and stuff. That's how I dressed. Black dress
yeah,
pants, white dress shirt, and a tie. And I was just like, I looked good.
yeah. Well, he goes to I don't know if you know what a charter school is.
Yep, we have them here.
Yeah, so he goes to a charter school, and so they have to wear a uniform. So when
We
my
have
kids were in school, um, well, for a while they had to wear a uniform because they were having too many problems with bullying the kids that didn't have money, and so they all put them all in uniforms so they couldn't.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
are the uniforms affordable for all the families, or is that putting even extra?
no, no, no. If they didn't have the money for them, they gave them to them. So they had they came to the school and they had racks and racks of all different sizes, and they got to pick out 5 pairs of pants and 5 shirts. And so their pants were exact and shirts were the exact same ones that the other kids had because The only place they could get them was the same place that the school got them from.
Well, it's nice that they don't do that here.
Yeah.
It does put an that's why the only um like the more well-to-do families kids go to charter schools here, because the kids of families that are poor cannot afford what they want them to wear, because you have to go to a mall or high-end store to get in it. I'm going like, how is that fair? These
Yeah.
kids, some of these kids are just as smart as the other ones. Their family just doesn't have as much money.
Yeah, that's the one thing, the why Utah changed it, where it doesn't matter where you come, what class you're in, if you're good, well off or not, anyone can go to charter school. It's not has anything to do with money. It's all on a lottery system. Once your family gets into the school, then everyone in your family can go to the school. You don't have to do the lottery anymore. So it's an actual. They put all the names into a generator, automatic generator, name generator, and that's how they pick the names of the kids that can go to that school. So like Hudson is going to be going. Well, he's in first grade this year, but if his brother ends up moving from Colorado and lives with them, he's in a higher grade, but he will automatically be entered into the school because it's his brother. Now, Zaylee, his sister, she goes to performing arts, and it's actually part of the charter schools too, but they don't wear uniforms at the performing arts because that's where their creativity shines, and it doesn't matter how rich or poor you are to go to, because there's no tuition.
Oh my. Where's Sissy go?
What?
What?
What did you say?
I think she was talking to somebody at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta go check on Michaela and stuff, so I'll try to make it back.
Okay.
No?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so Zaylee, actually, the school, the performing arts school she's in, it has 5 floors, and the top 3 floors is the high school, and the bottom floors is elementary performing arts, and then 2 blocks away from them is the junior high performing arts.
Yeah, we don't have junior highs here anymore. We have middle schools.
Well, that is junior high to me. They call them middle schools too, but to me it's junior high because that's where I went to, junior high.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
But
where I went to school, the elementary, the junior high, and high school was all in one building.
yeah, it's that way too in small areas, like in Utah on Dugway Proving Grounds, which is an army post. All the kids go to the same school.
They was talking about consolidating the high school I went to, and everybody's like, "Where are you going to consolidate? There's no schools near it. What are you going to consolidate? What school are you going to consolidate it to?"
Right.
Because the closest school they could consolidate with is in a completely different county, and they can't cross county lines.
Exactly.
And so they had to drop that because it wasn't possible, because the next closest in that county was 70 miles away. And you can't bus kids that long. By state law, kids cannot be bused for more than 30 minutes. Now, when I went to school, we was on a bus for almost an hour.
Yeah.
To get from where I live to get to school. And I want to know how they're doing that, because there's still kids living out where I lived. The school is the same distance that it used to be. So how are they managing that?
Maybe they're not actually physically going to the school. It
Well,
might
they have
be,
to.
not if they're doing it online.
Oh no, there is no internet out where I used to live. It's too far out in the country. They don't even have cable out there.
Oh, I don't know then.
Yeah, I was wondering how they went about that during COVID because there is no internet access. Most of them have like house phones. No, cell phones don't work in that area
Mm-hmm.
because there's no towers.
Yeah.
I would hope that you would think that after 30 years they would have improved a few things, but evidently not.
Hmm.
But like I said, the town that where I grew up is now, as of last year, has 1,600 residents.
Wow. Hi, China.
Hi, China.
Hey, China, welcome in. Sorry, I'm snacking.
I was thinking about snacking.
And I'm almost ready to go to bed here really soon.
If I snack, I'm going to get sleepy. Oh, that looks good. Oh, wait for cookies. Yum. I love those things.
Chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
I love
Nope,
those
only
two.
like the chocolate.
I don't care for the strawberry. I like the chocolate the best. The vanilla is okay.
They're even better if you dip them in chocolate and let them
Uh-huh.
cool
Absolutely.
and then eat them. Yeah.
You know what's also good? You take whatever kind of nuts you like, put them in the food processor, blend them up to like fine. You dip it in the chocolate and then dip it in that. Oh, that's so good.
That'd be good too. Hey, I could make some of those for Thanksgiving to put around for the
Hmm.
kids to nibble on. Because we always do nibbles before dinner because everybody gets hungry smelling the food. And if you
Exactly.
got
We do
little
too.
kids and then they're whining,
Yep,
when's
we do
dinner?
the
When's dinner?
same.
Here, take this and go watch TV or play a game or something.
I usually put out a vegetable and a meat and cheese platter.
With my great niece, my nieces, well, yeah, my great niece, when she was little, she loved itty bitty stuff. And one year I put out like little cubes of cheese and pepperoni and salami, and all
Hmm.
of pickles. And I got these itty bitty little tongs to where you can serve. She still talks. She's 21 and she still talks about how cool that was.
Look at this, how big it is now.
Yeah.
Look at you
I love
go.
it when those colors are playing out.
Yeah, they are. I've only
I
got
do like that color.
I probably only got maybe 4 more inches to go, and it'll be done.
She said,
If that.
Excuse me.
John,
We
did you
sit
just say?
down because we were trying to figure out how much we spent at the grocery store the other day
no, it wasn't me. I didn't say
on
that.
Okay.
dog food, cat food, treats. We spent over $80.
I went to the grocery store yesterday, and between my pickup order and my produce, it was 400 and no, 520 something dollars.
Yeah. Well, no, this was just on the animals. Just
Oh,
that.
well,
I
that's
was like,
included. That's included because I make the dog's food. So I don't buy dog food. So that was included. I had to buy 4 of those pork loins and 3 of the pork loins, and then I had to buy all the vegetables and stuff for his food. And we buy 4 18 count of eggs because I use so many eggs, and I bought 4 great big giant tubs of cottage cheese because I use that for my husband's ice cream. So yeah, that was my big shopping. When I get back from Utah within a week or two, I'll have to go back and spend probably another 100 and something on
well, I
all
won't.
this stuff.
Other than milk, bread, and eggs, I won't have to go back to the store for a couple of months, which is the way I like to shop because I hate shopping.
I
But
do too.
that little old lady that was on the register, she told Bill, she said, well, because we had 2 buggies, and she was like, well, just come on up here and I'll get started. And I kind of like looked around him and I said, I'm with him. And her eyes got big. I said, we can go, so because she was all, she was just a little old lady. I said, we can go to a different register. No, it's okay. About halfway through that order, she stopped to take a breather, and I said, bet you wish you'd have sent me somewhere else now. She just started laughing. And she went around and she goes, I'll get that. And Bill's like, no. He said, I pick up the big stuff for the cashiers. He said, I do not make cashiers lift things.
Right.
He'll always pick them up and or move them to where they can just come out and scan everything with the gun, put it, the barcodes up so it's a little easier on them.
Exactly.
And she goes, well, why do you do that? And he hooked to some. He said, because she was a cashier for years. And he said, I listened to her complain about the people that wouldn't even lift something up that could have, instead of making them go all the way around the register to pick it up. Because we didn't have guns at Kroger's. You had to go all the way around, pick it up, carry it back around, and
Mhm.
scan it, and then carry it back around and put it back in the buggy.
When I worked at Macy's, we at first we didn't have guns, and so we had the numbers, and we could just punch in the numbers. We all knew the numbers.
Yeah. I had the entire produce department memorized.
I worked in produce for 3 years, so I had them all memorized because I had to do all of the oh gosh, what's the word we used to use? The stuff that we throw away.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who had to sit and type it into the little gun because you can't scan vegetables and fruit. So I'd sit there and
Weigh
it and put in the numbers so they
Yeah.
knew how much stuff I was throwing away.
We had to do the same thing in the meat department and see.
Shrink. That was
Yeah.
the word.
Yeah.
Shrink.
Yeah. We had to do it in the deli too.
Yes, they did it in the deli and the everywhere actually, anywhere in the store.
But I'm telling you, grocery stores throw away so much stuff that could be donated.
Oh yeah, our store donated a lot of stuff, but nothing from produce. But they did from the bakery. They did not do anything from the deli. But they would do like canned goods and box goods and.
Oh no, Kroger's does not. No. Occasionally, a church will come in and they might donate 10 turkeys to a church or something like that. But no, as far as that stuff, because we asked, was like, because it would be stuff that's not bad, and if they would have donated it to like a homeless shelter, or a soup kitchen, and was like, this needs to be cooked today, but or put in the freezer for later use. No, they wouldn't do that.
Macy's 6 days a week, the food pantry would come and pick up anything that we had. And there was always bakery stuff, like rolls and cakes, and never the donuts because they made them fresh and they weren't like packaged.
Yeah.
But anything else, and they made everything from scratch. It was a scratch bakery, but it was packaged. They would package it.
I just, I haven't grown up hungry. It just always, it really tore me up to have to throw food away. And I'm sitting there going, this could really go to help somebody that needs it. And it just, I have a problem with waste from stores. Now, like, see, at Taco Bell, I'm assuming they still do it. They did it when my son was working there. At the end of the night, there was a lot of homeless people that would come around because what was ever was left over, because you can't keep it overnight. It has to be thrown away.
Right.
And they would just take anything that was going to be thrown away and make up burritos and tacos and stuff. And if they, hey, here, at least it's one hot meal for tonight. If nothing, you got that little bit.
I know when I was.
They didn't, at first, corporate didn't like that until we went in. Like, is it better to do this or better to go out there and chase these people out of dumpsters?
Yeah. When I worked for Arby's, we were not allowed to do that. We had to throw it away. And I hated that.
Well, at Taco Bell, we had to do that, but what we would do is we would box it up and put it in a bag and set the bag outside the dumpster. They have the lock cage that the dumpster would be in, and we would set it around outside of it, but behind it, and they would just come and get it. If I can feed somebody that's hungry that can't afford it, I'm going to do it.
Exactly. Well, guys, I am going to head to bed. I
Good night, Miss Connie.
I do have a premiere tomorrow night, and then I probably won't see you guys until, I'm trying to think, probably until Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
Because
Okay,
we're
take
going,
lots of pictures.
yeah, because we're flying. I'm flying on the 23rd and the 24th. We're going to Heber Creeper. We won't even get home until late. So, probably not till Friday. So,
Well, at least you're flying this time and not
Safe
driving.
travels. Have fun.
yeah, well, the next time we drive, I have to do all the driving. My husband's no longer allowed to drive long distances.
Yep. They took my brother-in-law's license away from him last
Well,
week.
they haven't taken his license from him, but Ron says I am going to drive, and the doctor looked at him and he says, "If you fight it, I'm going to take your driver's license away from you." And Ron says, "Okay, fine." But then the other day he says, "I am going to be driving." I said, "No, you're not, because I'm not getting in the car with you if you're driving," because it was scary. But I gotta go.
Sleep well.
Good
All
night.
right. Good night.
Safe travels.
Yes, and I'll be on my
Yes.
premiere tomorrow night
Okay.
for
Okay.
the painting from the picture you gave me. No, is that tomorrow night? No,
I thought
that's
tomorrow's was Herb.
Tomorrow's Herbs, and I think
Or
yours
tomorrow's
is
herbs.
Sundays.
Yours is Sundays. I think I've already got it. It's already on YouTube. I just have to set the time for it. And then I did another painting today. And then I've got that Christmas painting. And I'm going to do one more tomorrow. So, all right. See ya.
Okay. Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
I'm going to have to turn the heater on soon. It's starting to get cool in here.
Let it go. Let it go. Let the little string go.
You got a pair of pliers. You need a pair of pliers.
Oh, I got some, but I got it.
That's so cute. Look, the invisible penguin is growing a body.
Slowly he's growing a body. Should I sew these on as I'm going, or just do them all after?
That is entirely up to you. I've seen
I
it.
found more when I do my amigurumis, I prefer to do them as I go because it doesn't seem so daunting at
Daunting
the
when
end
you
when
get
you have,
finished.
yeah, when you get finished and you got to sew on all the body parts.
Well, it's only the tummy has to go on before I put the legs on, so I gotta build the rest of his body before I put the tummy on.
But it's also for like the eyes and the beak. It would probably be less fiddlier to do it now, or less fiddly to do it now as to wait.
Well, I'll wait till I. Cause I gotta start doing. I gotta start doing 3 more rounds right now at the same distance I am right now, and then do an increase, and then 10 more rounds after that. He's got a short body then, apparently.
Well,
And I
penguins
don't
do
know,
have short bodies, except for
I may use quite a bit of this
emperor
yarn
penguins. You
because this
think?
is only getting bigger and bigger and bigger every round.
Well, yeah, because it's growing. You're adding stitches each round.
Uh-huh. I may get through quite a bit of this.
Yeah, yawn any harder, my jaw's gonna split.
Yeah, don't be doing that.
That hurt. You know when you do these great big giant yawns.
Yes.
my favorite neighbors to the back, their granddaughter is 2.5, I think, and she was running around up there. He counts his cattle because of the coyotes and stuff. They make a habit like once a week we'll go out and count our cattle and chickens and stuff. And he was counting the cattle, and me and Bill were out in the upper part of our backyard, which our properties butt up against each other. And she was standing there, and she was kind of bent over with her head to the side. And he looked over, and he goes, "Honey," he said, "what are you doing?" She goes, "I'm watching this poop come out of the cow's butt."
Oh my god. Way too
Oh, the
funny.
life of country kid, you know? But you know, just watching the cow poop. I think it's hilarious. I love kids.
Little Johnny goes back to school, tells his teacher what he did yesterday or over the weekend. I was just standing there watching the cow shit.
Well, see, when my daughter went through veterinary school, apparently there are cattle that have windows in their stomachs on
Yes,
that they close
seen
up so
those.
that they can actually open it up and you can reach
Reach
inside
in.
and feel the different
Mm.
texture of each stomach.
Yeah. And sometimes you gotta shove your arm up their butt.
Yeah, up to your shoulder.
Yes. They make a glove that goes all the way up to your shoulder. Unless you're like these old country men, they just take their long sleeve shirt off, shove their arm up in there, and then just run it over with the hose and scrub it with soap and water. I
Yep.
was just sitting there looking, I was like, "No, I use the glove."
I'm glad I have little arms.
I was the one,
For,
because I have
for little
small
cows.
arms. I was the one that always got to shove my arms up the cow's hoo-ha to turn the calves. And let me tell you, when a cow has a contraction, it feels like it's going to break your arm. I have turned calves
God,
many a
good old
times. I
days
have
there.
had to pull calves many times. I hate pulling calves because most usually, if you're pulling a calf, it's not going to survive. We had this one. I swear to God, that heifer, she'd find the most difficult place to have her calf, and you'd have to track down a daggone mountain and be waist deep in mud to pull her out and pull her up and get her to the barn before she threw the calf. Or carry the calf up after if she had it first. They do it to protect them. That's why they do that. But if the calf gets hung up in the mud or something and it can't get out, they'll die. We started when we thought she was going to come fresh. We would just lock her in the barn because we got tired chasing her down. It was a real hard life, you know, hay, grain, pets, cooing over him, getting their little heads scratched in their butts. He was another one that had his cattle spoiled rotten.
I miss the country. The smells are so different and fresh, and the air is clean.
Everybody always, you know, because I grew up in Chemical Valley before we moved out on the farm, and people would be complaining about the smell of cow shit. They were like, "Oh my God, that's horrible." And I was like, "Go to town and smell the chemicals." I said, "This smells like roses."
Yeah.
Much rather smell the country.
Yeah,
And chances are, the country smells are not going to kill you.
the one smell I don't like is there's one cow I don't know. It's like a cow drop off area before they put them into pasture. And you pass by in the summertime, it's all you can smell is cow urine for like 4 kilometers down the road. Either way, it's disgusting.
When cattle are stressed, their urine smells different. It's really strong smelling, but normally it doesn't have that much of an odor. I think also it depends on what they're feeding on too. As I learned with my grandmother's milk cow of not putting it in this one field because there was ramps, which to other people would be wild leeks or wild onions, but they're not. They're smelly. If the cow would eat them, that's what the milk tasted like. And then she couldn't sell the milk, and she'd get really mad.
Really?
You used to be able to do that. Now you have to have a permit to sell your milk. When the boys was little, the lady that lived up the holler from us, she had milk cows, and she would always bring me down fresh buttermilk and fresh butter a couple times a week. And fresh milk, I would drink it. Uh, First time I tasted fresh milk when I was a kid, I didn't know. I thought it was nasty because we grew up drinking powdered milk, and I
Yeah.
had never really tasted real milk. And then after you get a taste for it, then you don't want nothing but real milk.
You're talking
Hello,
raw. You're
Jen.
talking
Hey,
raw milk,
Gina.
right?
Yeah, well, no, it's you pasteurize it. You can pasteurize it at home. You just got to bring it up to a certain temperature for a certain amount of time. But it was fresh, straight from the cow. Although I did
Yeah, but
drink raw
fresh.
milk,
Yeah.
uh,
And what'd you think of it?
because our favorite thing when Grandma was milking, she would tell us to come over and we held her mouth open. She'd squirt the milk right in her mouth. And then that's when I learned how many muscles in her hands it takes to milk a freaking cow.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Raw milk. Raw milk is so good though,
Yes. And
and
fresh buttermilk is amazing.
it's illegal to buy though. You can't sell raw milk.
Yep. Can't down here either. But, if you have a hookup and
Yeah,
no
I
money
know.
changes hands, we did an exchange of services. We did not, it was like Bill would go up and feed or help, or we would go and work in the hay bottoms when they was bringing in hay. And that was our payment. We get fresh milk and butter and buttermilk. So technically, no money exchange. We exchanged goods and services, not money. So it's not the same as selling it. There are ways around it, and we all actually have been toying with the idea of getting a milk cow. We've got room for just. I mean, we couldn't get like a herd. We have room for one or two.
That would be awesome.
Man, fresh cheese, homemade cheese and stuff. Yeah. Way my hands hurt from the knitting and crocheting, though, I'd probably have to get a milking machine. She had this
Billy,
one.
Billy, you got to try this out. Nope, 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 nope.
She had this one cow named Lucy. My dad hated that cow. She had a bad habit. She would stand there very calm and collected the whole time you was milking her, and the minute you get done, she'd kick the bucket over.
What an ass.
Yes. She's going like, that's what you get for playing with my teats. And if you touched her udder with cold hands, she'd swat you in the head with her tail. Oh yeah, they could pack a wallop with their tails. I miss living out on a farm, but I don't miss living that far out, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Especially in the wintertime. Summertime, it wasn't that bad. It was kind of a nice drive in the summer. Wintertime, it sucked. I think I'm going to head off here and go to bed, get up, start this day over.
Well, not another Monday. Make it
No,
Tuesday.
hopefully it won't be as bad as today was.
Well, have a wonderful evening.
Uh, I will, and I'm going to have some good dreams too. I don't know what I dreamed about last night, but I now have a hole in the drywall above my bed.
What?
Okay.
Sometimes I flail in my sleep, and usually because we don't have a headboard on our bed, it's just up against the wall. Uh, I'll put a pillow above my pillows to pad my hands so if my arms are flailing, and evidently I flailed a little too hard and dented the wall.
Okay.
I didn't even realize until Bill got up and he goes, "What was you dreaming about?" And I was like, "I didn't dream last night." He goes, "Yeah, you did." He said, "There's a hole in the wall." And I went in there. I was like, "Well, shit. I'll throw a little spackle in there and paint it. You'll never know." That's what drywall compound's for. Like, it did break it all the way through. It just dented it in a couple inches.
Easy peasy fix.
Yeah. I mean, well, it don't really take that much to dent drywall.
No.
He said,
Well,
"I told you should have let me put up paneling. I do not want paneling in my house. He puts paneling up in my house. I'll divorce him. Because I don't want all
as
that
long as
wood
you're machine
around."
stuff, okay.
No. He wants tongue and groove paneling all through the house, which is absolutely beautiful. It really is. But I don't want that much wood. It's too much. I need painted surfaces. And if he puts it up, I'll never be able to paint again. Because he's like somebody else we know, does not paint wood.
That's funny.
Weirdos. Anyway, good night, everybody in chat. Night, you too. I will catch up with y'all tomorrow, maybe.
Good night, Amy.
Absolutely. Have a
Take
good
care.
night.
Have fun. Bye, everybody.
Always. You as well. Oh, what's done with this row? What are you working on? Are you getting ready to put them together?
My penguin.
Are
Well,
you putting it?
no.
Well, no, you're not.
I'll do it all at the end. No, I'm here.
Jeez,
Just my shoulders killing me from drilling holes all day in steel.
we can end it.
What's that?
It's fine. We can end it.
My back is sore. My shoulders are sore. Actually, my fingers are sore now from all this crochet I did today. All this right here. I did
That's awesome.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 rows. 15 rows I did today. Doesn't sound like a lot, but a lot of singles.
That is a lot.
Well, I know you must be tired too, so.
Yep. Second.
You gonna finish that up tonight? Oh. Let's see if we can
So,
I'm having a hard time putting my camera back where it belongs. It doesn't look like Grover. It's a penguin. Speak. Design balls. Here you go. See, that's what he looks like. He looks like a penguin. See. Look, I'm almost done. Look, Jess, I'm almost done.
You googly eyes. Well, I finished my row.
Oh, you're done your row?
10 to go.
So you think you'll use that whole cake up then, or what?
I don't know if I'm going to get through all of it. I'm going to get through quite a bit, though, because it's only getting wider and wider.
Well, depend. You know, you can always play yarn chicken and just do a full row of red all the way around that.
Well, I'm going to keep going as far as I'm going to keep extending it. Right now I'm trying to not get yarn bars in the center of this
Yeah.
because it's collapsing.
Collapsing. Calypsing collapso.
Oh.
Oh, that's your pattern. I was trying to figure out what I was looking at. So since there's no actual pattern for the hat and his mittens and scarf, I just gotta wing it on those. Wing it.
Mhm. Sure, you can find something.
Because you know, I do know how to make a hat and a scarf and mittens now. That's awesome, Jess.
That's fair enough. It's gonna look a lot better after it's blocked.
After it's blocked for sure.
Coming along.
Cool.
10 rows left. Oh,
It's an awesome job.
thank
That's
you.
your best looking shawl so far.
Huh?
That's your best looking shawl so far.
That's on my
Why?
first.
That's why it's the best ones looking. The best one so far.
I gotta mark this off real fast before I get to it. So that completed row 47. Yep, 10. I got 10 rows left.
There we go. Yarn. Look at the yarn.
You're frozen. Okay, not no
No,
more.
I'm not.
Not no more. Well, it's fine. You're looking pixelated.
See, and it's weird because like on here it looks like totally clear, but I know over on YouTube I look pixelated on YouTube. Like I look so blurry on YouTube. I don't know why.
And sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not blurry and pixelated.
It's weird. Well, let me see if I can change cameras here. See if it makes a difference on YouTube. Wait for YouTube to catch up. Hit the live button. Nope, doesn't make a difference on YouTube. It's weird. It's pixelated on YouTube. That's odd.
That's odd.
I don't know. I don't know.
That guy. I didn't do it.
Like I said, instead of buying yarn, I should have bought a new system. Audio, video, Yeti, boom mic, everything, right?
Yeah, that's
Surround speaker system, big screen TV. Well, everybody, I got a lot of progress done. You got some progress done, even though you weren't here very long, though.
Yep, I had to drive.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but for the short amount of time you were here, you actually got quite a bit done, though. So
I got my row finished.
yeah, that's good.
Got a row finished. I don't know. How long did it take me to get that row finished? And they're
I
only
don't know.
getting bigger.
I don't even know when you came back.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, how's
Okay.
Chassie's blanket coming along? Did she finish that or what?
No, she's still working on it. It's gonna take time. But yeah, she takes it to work with her every day.
Oh.
She's making progress. It's
Cool.
coming
Well,
along. Oh, I finished him yesterday.
You're lying.
All done.
Yeah, because like Annie was talking about last night. Oh, when you finish your penguin, just give him a little fishing pole and a little wooden fish on the end of it, right? And I'm like, ah. So yeah, so I was thinking, like, well, now I want to make a whole diorama with it now, right? I want to have a little bench behind lunch box there.
Of course. Of course.
Put it on like like one of the white foam mats you got. Cut a little hole in it there, right? Cut a little hole in it. Put some blue paint in there. A little fish sticking out.
Oh, for real. For real. No, you did quite a bit on your sequin. You'll have them finished. No thanks.
Oh yeah, probably this weekend maybe. We'll see. Other than that, but hey, Crystal, we're just saying good night.
Sleepy time. Hey, Crystal.
I can't wait
Yeah,
to shoot
what
that
is?
bunny though.
Oh, let's see. What is it?
But I know if I shoot that bunny, I got to do it in like soft, bulky. Ooh, maybe that gray. That would look nice and matte. I think maybe I could do my granddaughter's bunny in this one.
Which one? Let's see.
This bunny rabbit right
What
here.
color is that?
That bunny rabbit there.
What color is
right?
that?
It's like what color is this anyway? The color gray rag. RAGG.
It doesn't look gray. It looks like white.
No, it's like a light gray with dark gray flecks in it.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, light gray with dark gray flecks. Okay.
yeah. So
I
it
can see
says
how that would be possible.
it says the medium 4. So I think Bunny would look cool in that. Either that or this rose, this dusty rose one.
Ooh, I like the rose.
Because it is my granddaughter, right? So, but then if I do that, then I got to figure out what I'm going to do for my grandson. Oh, fox! I got to find a fox. Got to find a nice fox one then.
There you go.
And then if I'm doing those two, I got to do a bear as well for
Might
riding,
as well.
right?
Why not?
Ah, it's the trap of having grandkids. You do one, you got to do them all, right?
Yes, you do.
Well, you don't have to.
Ooh.
You know,
Yeah,
because
you kind of do.
you can always show favoritism. Trust me, I know these things. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll join us on Wednesday if possible. If I'm not working too late for What If I Could. I got some more scroll saw froggy stuff to do up, and we'll be here for Friday night for bingo.
Yes, we will. Bingo.
Yep. And then I should be doing some on Saturday.
I think this Friday's the last round of bingo for the month before we do the spin. Yep. Yeah, this is our last bingo.
And when
Crystal, I'm going to bed, sweetheart. I will
Wait,
call you tomorrow, or call me tomorrow.
end of the month?
What?
When's the end of the month? When's the end of the month?
Halloween on Thursday.
I suppose.
Yep. Thursday is Halloween, and we are. Yep. I get off work early tomorrow. I will give you a ring about 3:00ish, 3:30, if that works for you. And I have a headache. But yeah, the 31st, we're going to do the drawing for the winner. Yep.
Cool. Alrighty.
So,
Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks everybody for chatting along with us and putting up with all our kerfuffleness that we do here.
yeah, thank you guys for going for a ride with me as well.
Yeah, always.
Yes. Next Thursday is Halloween, yes. And that's when we are going to do a pop-up live and draw the winner of October's bingo off the wheel, Mr. Larry. After all my little kids in the neighborhood come around and get all the candies. I wonder if YouTube will let us do a movie night.
Well, we'd have to do that in the background, though. I don't think we can do it. I don't think we can do it on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Adios,
Take care.
amigos. Toodaloo. You hitting the button, I'm not hitting the button.